Boudica's name may have first reached many people around the world through Jessie Johnson's film, which artistically portrayed events from the early days of our era. However, Boudica, who lived nearly 2000 years ago, has since become a figure shrouded in half legend, half truth, and involved in numerous myths. I'll delve into who she really was and why this English folk hero has captured the imagination of so many. Boudica was born around 30 AD and was married to the chief of the Iceni tribe, who inhabited areas near what is now Norfolk, England. During these dark times for England, the Roman Empire was actively expanding and English territories were certainly in their sights. However, the Iceni managed to avoid destruction. In 41 AD, amidst the Romans' aggressive conquest of England, the Iceni allied with the Roman army, which allowed them to keep their settlements intact. The Roman Empire, however, wasn't particularly respectful of its allies' freedoms, often attempting to disarm them and eliminate any threat to imperial rule. After a series of disputes and minor conflicts, Prasutagus, the Iceni chief and Boudica's husband, negotiated with the Roman emperor to maintain a semblance of independence for the Iceni until his death. After his passing, the Iceni had to lose their autonomy and fall under the control of the Roman Empire. Prasutagus, significantly older than Boudica, had two daughters at the time of the Roman conquest of England. He couldn't pass the throne to his family. According to Roman law, succession was limited to the male line, making the Roman emperor the sole legitimate heir of the throne. Nature took its course, and around 60 AD Prasutagus passed away. Historical accounts are sparse regarding the cause of his death, but it's generally believed that he died of natural causes at a pretty old age. Following the ruler's death, the Roman Empire did more than just take control from the Iceni. It essentially confiscated all their property, seizing lands, homes, and livestock. Roman historian Publius Cornelius Tacitus claims that Boudica was publicly tortured in one of these settlements and her daughters were raped. All of Prasutagus' assets were confiscated to pay off debts to various imperial political figures. In 61 AD, the Iceni came to a stark realization that their future under imperial Rome was not as idyllic as they had once imagined. Supported by some other Celtic tribes, they initiated a rebellion, choosing Boudica, the spouse of their former esteemed leader, as the head of their resistance movement. The rebellion quickly and easily overtook the city of Camalodunum, now known as Colchester. The Roman Empire's forces in the region were too scant to mount an effective defense. Energized by their initial success, the rebels became a significant threat to Roman rule across the region. Their next target was Londinium, a city founded by the Romans in 43 AD, known today as London. Gauging the potential risks, Gaius Suetonius Paulinus, the Roman governor in England, decided to withdraw his troops from Londinium to save the army from defeat. The rebels were relentless and burned the city to the ground. Historians assert that the rebels massacred all residents who hadn't fled with the Romans, viewing them not as allies but as enemies and collaborators. The city of Verulamium, now known as St. Albans, met a similar fate next, followed by the town of Kaleva, today's Silchester. These cities were completely destroyed and their inhabitants were killed. In the first few months of Boudica's rebellion, over 17,000 residents in English cities were killed. Boudica gathered supporters wherever her forces went. At the height of the rebellion, her army numbered between 80,000 and 240,000 warriors. Historians describe Boudica as an incredibly inspiring woman who urged people to see her not as a noble queen, but as an ordinary woman seeking revenge against the conquerors for the freedom they had stolen from her and for her daughters. Before important battles, she would ride on her chariot in front of her troops, delivering speeches that incredibly motivated her warriors and geared them up for victory. Boudica believed it was better to die than live as slaves under the conquerors and encouraged every one of her followers to embrace this mindset. Boudica's final battle took place in the West Midlands region, the Romans, numbering around 10,000 and utilizing superior tactics and military technology, quickly defeated the vast rebel army. In the chaotic retreat, Boudica's army was completely routed and annihilated. Seeing the outcome of this battle, Boudica took poison and soon died. Other sources suggest she fell gravely ill after the battle and died shortly thereafter. Boudica lived for only about 30 years, yet her legacy became pivotal in shaping England as a state and later Britain as an empire. Her persona was celebrated in legends, creating a romanticized cult around her name. Perhaps this set the stage for the eventual ascension of Queens Victoria and Elizabeth in a predominantly patriarchal society of those times. The legends of the great Boudica established a precedent in the English cultural sphere, making it possible for a woman to become a ruler. It's intriguing how the image of a warrior who gave her life fighting against imperial influence eventually became a symbol and foundation for the creation of the British Empire, the largest and most successful empire in the history of our planet.